This is what I do every day for every property. So I'm gonna go right through the 33 steps and then show you a project that myself and Phil worked on just last week. But I was always looking for systems that I could get in and out real quick. So the list you got, the physical list you got, is right here, the big list. I can click on today's date or tomorrow's date, and that will be within one number. That'll be the whole list of 2,000 properties. The next section down is the open bid list, which gives me, it just kind of filters out immediately. Anything that doesn't have an opening bid, leave alone, give me those that do.
So say Bank of America has agreed to sell a home for $90,000, and the bank manager has made the decision, phoned Bosco, and said, Bosco, you can post an opening bid at $90,000. We've made the decision to be unregulated. We want to sell the property. Versus the debt is $250 or $350, going back to our example, right? $350, cry it out at $350, and we want to take that asset back on our balance sheet and be regulated. Okay? So those are opening bids where the bank has established and advised the trustee that they will and agree to sell it at that amount of money.
Perfect. Thank you, Phil. So we looked at the opening bid. There's about 2,000, or the big list, 2,000 properties. I just took a quick look at the open bid list. There's a count there, and it was 261. So for today, out of 2,000 properties, 261 had opening bids. The rest didn't. They either postponed, canceled, or something happened. The majority postponed. Now you say 261, that's about 13% of the total, so a fairly small number. Of that, I'm going to come down to what we call the residential short list. I've created, and I'm going to hand it out in a minute, I'll show you a little bit more in detail. There's something called the market trend report. It's a customized report that I created, in a sense, for myself, so I can get in and analyze my deals a little quicker and kind of go through the process. What happens here is we went by zip code, and we create another filter that basically says what are homes selling for in that zip code. And I apply it against the opening bid. So what happens is we took the 261 and we narrowed it down to 116. So in the click of a button, I now have a filter where I can go after the deals, the ones that are really worth looking at.
When we know that we've bought a house and I get an email saying, okay, it happened, then we have a checklist that you'll see in a little bit. But basically, the first thing we do is insure it, make sure that it is insured. Second thing we do is send somebody out there to make sure the house is secured and to change the locks. So in case there's a window broken or there's some other damage that's been done to the home, when we go out there, we secure it, we change the locks, and we put a lockbox on the door, a contractor lockbox, not an MLS lockbox, with the new key inside, so that we can send vendors, or Phil or Bob or anyone else in the group could go out there on their own to take a look at the house if they needed to. And wherever it might be, we don't have to try to coordinate the key thing. We do an inspection of the home, an initial inspection of, well, okay, now it's ours, what are we going to do with it? And again, depending on whether it's going to be a fix and flip home or a rental home, then we would kind of know generally what we're going to be doing with it. So if it's a rental home like this one is planning to be, we go through and figure out exactly what vendors do we need, how much time is it going to take. In the case of this house, it needed some landscape cleanup, it needed some touch-up paint, it needed a good cleaning. There were blinds in it, but there were a few that needed to be repaired.
And the
pool motor, we needed to get that back going again. But it was pretty easy. As you saw, it was a very nice house. So we do that initial assessment. While that's going on, we also are pulling the property tax records and getting a feel for, is there property taxes that are owed? And the reason we're doing it is because it's already been done, but we go ahead and do it to get it all set up in our system so that when the next taxes come due, it's in the system, we've already got it tied down and ready to roll. So we get the property tax information. Then if it is going to be a rental house, then we would immediately do the comps to figure out what the rents need to be and also what we'd be including or not including with it. Then once we've determined the rents, we would do a pro forma and basically send that around to the group and make sure that everything that we're anticipating is what's going to happen. We also, at the same time, would be reviewing to see if there's an HOA on it, what's owed on the HOA, what transfer fees might be owed. We arrange to have the utilities turned on, make the determination whether we want to turn them all on, like we don't need garbage pickup right now, so we don't turn that on. We're not turning gas on at this house yet because it operates things that at the moment we're not concerned with. We're just getting the electricity and the water sewer on so that we can get the things ready and repaired. We're very entrepreneurial. You will find out that that's the kind of stuff we love to do, is get in there as if it's ours and how would we do it, and try to save the dollar where we can.